Sorry about that. What's going on, y'all? Happy Monday. Probably more bearish than everyone else, but that just means we're gonna pump all day. Because whenever I go bearish, we end up pumping to 742. Okay, let's go look at the charts. Let's go look at the 4 hour first. Actually, I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes for people to join. 4 hour chart looks pretty good to me. I think we're gonna go towards 754.74 is my best guess. Whether that happens in the next couple of days or by next week, this looks like it wants to go up towards 753, 754 area. At least on the 4 hour, that's what that's telling me. QQQ, whoops, wrong Qs. Same story. It probably wants 700 is the call wall or put wall, sorry. I don't think we're going to get down there, but I do think this area is going to hold and you're going to go up towards probably 740, 736 at the low end there. The reason I'm bearish, at least for today, is because we're coming up right against the call wall. The call wall is 740, 7,400 on SPX. I'm looking at the SPX chart. This continuous pump since yesterday. I took some longs on NQ. Those ended up paying nicely. I don't think anyone took those with me because I held them overnight and there's a lot of risk overnight, but I kept moving my stop up every hour, which ended up working out. So if I look at the funded futures, 417 was the entry that I got. I think I even posted it in the chat. And I was like, look, I'm going to wait for 417. And that ended up turning into quite a bit of cash. If you look at where I ended up picking it to where I ended up scaling out, it ended up working out in my favor. So it is what it is. Most of the puts have sold. I hope they just get the dump out of the way at open. Then that'll make me happy to get calls because right now you're coming up right against the call wall. And if it's a $2 range, when it's coming up this close to the call wall, you're more likely to go down towards this gap fill at the very least before deciding to go up. I'm going to get some 733 put hedges for tomorrow. They're hedges. They're designed to go to zero. Please don't take them if you can't afford to let them go to zero. But I really like how this is shaping up for, well, the upside for the most part, but I can see a move towards the downside just to fill that gap first. So that's what I see on SPY. We went through Qs a little bit. IWM. Let's see what this does. I'm a bit bearish on IWM, so I might get some puts for this for September. And the reason for that is you're up against your annual expected move. This is literally the last line that I had for this year. And I think this is going to come back down a little bit, probably towards 286, 283 before it continues to make all-time highs. So I might get some puts on this just a couple months out for September. Tesla looks like it could run. I was looking at this chart on Friday. I was like, oh man, I can't believe I didn't get calls for Monday. Because it's looking like this is setting up a nice cup and handle here towards 400, probably maybe 396. Whether we get there today or not, I don't know. But I do like how that chart is shaping up. I'll also get some SpaceX calls. They're going to be added to a number of different funds on July 7th, I believe. So in a couple of weeks, I'll get a couple of week calls going up here towards 170 is really the target that I have. If we close above that, you're likely going to go towards 200. So I might get some 200 calls for 2 or 3 weeks out. It'll be pretty cheap. And I really like the risk and reward on those. So whether that happens or not, I don't know. But I do like the risk and reward on those. And last time we did it, we ended up getting a couple $100 or a couple 100% on those. If I remember, I think we got 100%, and then I just left all the runners that I had. There it is, 102% on those. So I might do the same thing. I might get the 180 calls for July, the first, second week of July, whatever that might be. And we'll see where that ends up afterwards. Do not take this if you can't afford to stomach a loss, because these are designed for hedges and that gap fill on SPY. I'm really going to be looking for a call entry later in the day on SPX, because at the onset, at the very least, I don't see this going towards 740 right away unless we get some hopium news to push it up here. So we'll see where this goes. Market opens at about 7 minutes. Tesla chart looks good to me towards a move towards 396. I might get some weeklies on those. IWM probably dumps that open and it comes back up. SpaceX, I'll get some calls. And keep an eye on healthcare. So I'm looking at even home builders. If I look at home builders, XHB, on a daily, this is looking like it's breaking out. So I do like how this chart is shaping up. You're having an inside day, or we had an inside day on Friday. And I do think this is a nice cup and handle forming. So cup handle goes up towards probably 130, 140, probably later this year. I might get some leaps on this. Healthcare looks pretty good. If I look at companies like UNH, doing pretty well, broke out of that flag. This is a classic pattern. We use double tap and then undercut and then kind of go up. So this looks pretty good. JPM financials look pretty good as well. This that's that uptrend. Did the undercut, had an inside day, should go up. I don't know if that does, but I like how this chart is looking for the most part. And you got biotech. Catching bids, whether I want to play this, I don't know much about biotech, but people do want to be able to play this. Like NBI is breaking out. You can clearly see that here. Long consolidation here for like the last year, and now it's decided to go up towards all-time highs. So if you want to play biotech names, you can. I got a couple ideas there. Netflix looks pretty good, oddly enough. This is coming right into that undercut area that I had for support. And I do think I'm going to get some leaps on this, whether that's for end of the year or 2027, I don't know. But I do like how weeklies are shaping up here. So I'll probably get like the 82, 80 weeklies. And then I might get some calls for this for the 110 area for end of the year, maybe next year. So that looks pretty good. I can also look at Palantir. This looks pretty nice to me as well. Did a severe undercut. I don't know what that is. But did a severe undercut. You've been consolidating for quite a bit of time. I think it's go time now. You'll probably go towards 210. If not, let's see how long this took. Like this took from the top to the bottom here about 293 days, so about a year. You might want to get some leaps on this for 2027. That'll also take you about a year to get to. Or you can just get comments here and hopefully you'll get to 210 in the next year or so. I really like how that chart is shaping up. I also like Netflix. Meta is one to watch. I think we're going to go to 540, which is like a classic area of support. So I'm just going to duplicate this line for a second and show you what I mean. You're likely going to come back down here before you decide to go up. So I like how this is shaping up on the weekly. It looks pretty weak though. So I do think you're going to come back here before deciding to carve out like an inverse head and shoulder and kind of continue up. So this is one of the top watches for me. Google had a crazy sell-off on Friday. I mean, crazy relatively. It's really not that bad. But this is looking like it wants to run up again towards all-time highs. It might take some time, so don't bet against it. And then MAG7. So MAGs, I'm looking at the ETF here. This just looks oversold as hell to me. So if I just draw a simple line towards this midpoint, you're doing that undercut right now. You're likely to go up towards 71, maybe even 80 in the next couple weeks. So I'm going to take some leaps on this as well. And again, it's high risk, high reward. My goal is to own some of these technology names. Doesn't mean they don't sell them off. If I look at IGV here on the daily, held this area, undercut, now it's trying to go back up. If you want to bottom fish it, you can. I really like how this chart is shaping up anyways, but they might continue selling this off. Oracle, literally the same story, coming back into that support zone that I've carved out here. And everyone who went long around here is going to get stopped out, so likely come back down and then set up that inverse head and shoulder, or maybe just continue grinding up with higher highs and higher lows. Microsoft, I know we don't play this because we've got burn on this, but this is an inside bar. I really like this. I don't know if we're going to go back towards like 500 anytime soon, but I like getting leaps on this if you are so inclined. So that's really where my mind is on these software names, ETFs like IGV, companies like Netflix and Meta and Google. NVIDIA, I don't know what the hell's going on with this. I really thought this was going to go up. But you set up a head and shoulder here, you're probably coming back down towards 180 probably before deciding to go back up. Obviously, I don't want to get puts on this because you're so close to that put wall. So I do think you're going to attack 202 before deciding to come back down, or if it continues upwards here. I really like how Micron's shaping up. We had a nice play on this on Friday. Higher highs, higher lows. I don't really have any reason to be bearish on this. Pre-market looks like it wants to run. So I might get some weeklies on this. Maybe not today, but definitely on Wednesday, because you have a short trading day on Thursday. Maybe tomorrow or Wednesday afternoon, I'll get some calls for this for the 1200 area, because I think this is a consolidation pattern. And you're likely to hold this area pretty nicely before deciding to go up towards 1200, 1211. Keep an eye on SNDK as well, because you'll probably see a similar move there. Again, this is a nice cup and handle forming. It might take a while, so this moves a bit slower than Micron, but it is what it is. In EWY, I've sold half the position already on Friday, I think it was, or whenever that was. And then DRAM. I already have some leaps on this for the 60 calls that are in the money. I'm going to wait till this comes back down, probably around this area, before I decide to get more leaps on this, or maybe even weeklies. Because as it stands right now, this is making lower highs, lower lows. And my line in the sand to take some leaps is around here if this area holds, which I think it will, to be honest. You know, when I look at this chart on the 4 hour at the very least, I get pretty optimistic on the upside. And I love this pattern. Whenever it goes like this and you get like this huge bar, this is your control bar. And so all I do is just draw a single line from the top of the bar, not the wicks, to the bottom. And as long as it holds this control area, which I think it will, then you're likely to go up towards 80, 86, 89, 90, maybe even by the end of the year, if not sooner. So I'm going to take some leaps on this when it comes down here, which I think it will today. And we'll decide where that goes. Let's go look at USO because we saw some sus flows coming on this. Oh, wrong one. There it is. Last week. And this looks like a cup and handle, but I do think it's going to sell off today. So let's see where this goes. They're holding this area, which I don't like because that's bearish for the rest of the world. And I think this is likely going to go towards here before deciding to come back down. So let's see if that happens. This is a cheap hedge either way. If I look at the crude oil futures, I don't know. Nothing about this is screaming bearish to me. So I think inflation for the most part is done. You look at the top of the control bar here to the bottom. This is your control bar top. This is your control bar bottom. And we've clearly lost the bottom of that. So you're likely to go even lower on crude oil, which is good for the rest of the world. So let's see what happens at open. I did post a couple of indicators if anyone's curious or wants to try them out. They're in the SPX intraday signals. And you can just play the indicators as it is. So let's go see what happens. Market's open. We probably have 15 minutes to get some puts or scale out of them. I'm going to get some one-dated puts as a hedge, the 733s. They're $200. If you want to risk it. But I really like the risk on reward on these. I'm just going to take one, see what happens. And I'm going to watch for a call entry for the next 15 minutes for today. And we'll see where this ends up. I really like the 739, 740 strike. If I can get it sub 40, I'm good with those. And for SPX, I'm going to size up later in the day. I have zero interest in rushing into anything that's happened here. If I look at the SPX, the actual index here from CBOE, looking like it wants to run up. But when is kind of the tricky bit, and I don't know when that's going to happen. So looks like the sell side's exhausted. You're likely to go see a bounce. If you want to play that in the first 15 minutes, you can. But I'm going to wait a little bit before I decide to do much on this. I already went through Netflix. I'm going to take some leaps on those. RCAT, ignore this one. It doesn't look good to me. As a long-term holder of RCAT, nothing here looks decent to me. You can make a case that this is going to set up higher highs, higher lows, but I wanted to see hold this area first before I decide to get much on this. Now I think we have a couple leaps on this. This is a good leap entry, just so you know. I want to see if this holds before going back up. And on the dealer exposure side, because George is screaming, close puts, get calls. I do think there's not a lot of volume. It's going to be a pretty light week, pretty light area to play in. 74.25 is kind of the upside target that I have. Whether that happens or not, no clue. But as it stands right now, I'm going to watch the first 15-minute candle before I do much, because there's no rush to do anything, you know. Let's see what this wants to do. Plus, we already got some calls for next Monday, I believe. So let's see what those end up. I'm going to look at IWM at the same time. There goes Tesla. I'm surprised I didn't get calls on this on Friday, but whatever. Look at the 15-minute here, because this will reject most likely and come back down. What I'm going to do while we watch is set up a SpaceX swing. Oh, it's $400. What about the 10th? I kind of like doing calls for the 10th. Watching position. A lot of open interest on these. I'll just get like 2 of these at 115, see what that does. Not to it if it comes back into a discount. And before I forget, I'll post it in admin summaries. Oh shit. Georgia said go long. So you'll see what I see, which is this. And he's posted something about SPX as well. But where he puts, oh, right here. Watching position. I'm gonna wait 15 minutes anyways. There's plenty of day left. I don't want to rush into anything because I made that mistake before and it just doesn't go the same way I want.
Anybody went long for 2, 3, 4, 5 dated trades from when Shabs and I said your long signal on Friday, everything's green.
Hell yeah.
Everything.
Everything is
I got
indeed green.
90% on the 7,500 calls. The 7,600 7.7s they're barely green, but they went down to like minus 80% because they had to try and shake everybody out. But you have plenty of time, so I don't phase on these things. You got fucking 8 days left, right? There's no reason to sell on that shit.
Well said. Yeah, we've got plenty of time. It's plenty of time in the day.
Learn how to hold.
Rush into anything, exactly.
I took a 0 dated hedge. I don't love it, but I took a 73.50 just now, just in case we lose a little bit.
I did believe it's rejecting, which is what I thought it would do right here. So I think this is going to come back down. It sounds weird for me to say this, but puts are your better risk and reward right now.
Yeah.
Usually 90% of the time I'm playing calls, so. One thing I did build into George last week was this opening print play. So around like 9:30, he'll tell us what the most likely scenario is, and then what they're triggering on the institution side. So he's saying 74-10 calls, wait for the flush before you play them. I think he's right, but I want to see the flush first because I don't want to just rush into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Not a lot of volume though, which I guess is expected because it's a short week. Actually,
that's
it's decent. No, it's decent.
Yeah, it's $250 per con on the 73.50s. You guys want? I don't think anybody took them that fast, but I don't know if the profit stop in.
Yeah, Meta's a good watch. I think it's gonna fly. I don't know if it does it today or not, but I had a feeling that would happen. Oh, you know what? They might just pump it. What are you doing, SpaceX? Why are you being so weird? All right, easy's bearish, so I think we're going to pump. Yeah, come back down. Come back down. This is going to hold, and that's going to go up. Let's see if my indicators will actually work. I mean, I built this over the weekend, so if this area holds, you're likely to bounce up. Let's just see that in action. I'm still watching. I'm waiting for the 945 candle first.
While you're at the money and out of the money calls, strikes on zeros are all above the 200 EMA. They're just bouncing off of it, which still looks good for continuation. Maybe a touch of a dip below, but yeah, I think you're right. I think it will just pump it.
Yeah, they're gonna pump it. I see it on Idly, man. Okay, I'm gonna get some. Man, I could have got these at fucking $50. I'm gonna get some 742s. If I get like 5 of these, 8 of these, because they're so cheap. Let's see what happens. I really don't want to rush in too much. If you want to play on SPX, got the 7440s at 550. Oh, something just happened. Okay, buy side volume setting. So yeah, I think we're gonna pump. All right, cool. Good to know. That's supposed to what I took, but I'm gonna wait till 9:45 still to see what I want to do. See, this here is gonna hold on Micron. Your calls are looking pretty good to me. If you want to rush into it, you can, but I'm gonna wait a day or two and get the 1,200 calls probably by tomorrow. Maybe on they're kind of expensive right now. The best risk and reward is 0 dated, obviously, but you can wait till Wednesday to take some. Will 945 flip? If it does, it's gonna go into negative gamma and like it's gonna pump like crazy. Sean really doesn't like Palantir. Oh no, he does like Palantir. Yeah, I see the same. It's a cup and handle, mate. It's gonna go up. Damn, this indicator's pretty good. They're buying Tesla calls for the 29th, which is today. The 390 calls are in the money. Okay, cool. It's gonna pump. I'm gonna watch the calls, see what they're doing with these. Oh, yeah, it's gonna pump. All right, well, you're up 10% on the calls. There it goes. Get 20% on calls. I'm confused as to why they're not pumping this more. Maybe they're waiting for something. Something suspicious going on. I just want to see this clear above the high of day, which is at 15.8. Oh, they already went 16.4 now. Cool. And 9:45 candles close. You got a high, you got a low. This is your orb. And there's SPX. I just need to see this flip up and I'll add the calls. If it doesn't, then there's no point. All enough. SPY's holding better than see, Micron held. I knew that would. Whenever easy gets bearish and you're at the lower end of the ADR, it's gonna pump up. Just look at the Qs real quick. Let's see what that's doing.
He just politely said, "Fuck you, easy, and your bears thesis."
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Well, we did just have a 40-point rip up, so
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to do. You're up 40% on the calls. I'll show you a screenshot if you don't believe me. There it is. You know, you're up 33%. I should have side more, but I want to see if I can get a pullback there, which I didn't. One thing I do want to mention, these patterns to me are very telling of what you're going to do. Like this is an inside bar, right? So this is accumulation. You're likely to go up more often than not than down. The downside is you're hitting the call wall right now. So let's see if it flips. This is the shakeout for retail, just so you know. This wick is very telling. You're bouncing on that EMA right now. Yeah, shake out those retail. There it goes. There it goes. Look at that.
Yeah, and all zero data calls keep making new highs so far.
Yeah.
Looking good. I don't know. I got a stress-free win from swinging Friday calls, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Same here.
But that was a good read for the fucking them clearing all that downside position. That was it.
Yeah. Plus, I got the 7,400 calls overnight. Not for today, but for Friday. They were really expensive, but they ended up paying like 200% already.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
You know what did pop up that I didn't mark out, or I marked out, I didn't take it. I just thought it was kind of a dead hedge. The July 2nd 7520 calls came in on Friday before close at $4 or $460, and then I think overnight they were 300, and now they're 12.
Wow, that's a good return.
fucking 1500 block came in. It's like, that's kind of sus. All right, let me see. Sure enough, it hits.
Of course. I just want to see this break out of orb. That's really what I'm waiting for. Slow burn. Whenever I see this pattern, it's a cup and handle to go higher. And 74.20s are almost in the money. Nice. I did call 74.12. This is your pivot point. So let's see if this ends up. Yesterday at 9. And I got the same 400s around then too. For Friday. They're up to like $5,000 already, which is insane. I was not expecting that. Nice. Good job, Poopy. I don't like this pattern on IWM though. It makes me think we're in a dump. But let's
on a post in the intraday, but I don't think anybody took those 7,500 swings. They did great. I'm just going to trim one of them right now. I only had 2. I plan to add more today, if not expecting a huge gap up. I guess the ad was overnight, but if anybody took the 7,600 calls into close on Friday, they are green by $160, maybe 200. Oh yeah, because they were 3. So they're 470 right now. And then if you took the 7,500s with me, I got them. I think I was eyeing to get them below 20. They went down to 17. I had a 19 fill on 2 of them, and I just sold one of them at 34. So we can always re-enter, right? The market's not going to go in the straight line, but it looks good to stay bullish through the rest of the week into next week. Just be nice to catch the waves.
I agree.
Dude, it was so good reading that downside exit. God damn it, that makes me excited.
Hell yeah, nicely spotted. And best puts probably look good. And same with Okla, oddly enough. I don't know what's going on here, but you can make a case that this is a cup and handle. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but you're rejecting the call wall or whatever this true range is. Plus, it's the same rejection spot as last time. So I think it's going to come back down towards 236. You can get the 200 puts for 205 puts for 7.2 if you want. But yeah, it's got a lot of open interest on those. Oddly enough, I don't know if Tesla's going to hold here because you're coming up to the call wall here at 396. Oddly enough, SPY's holding better than friggin' IWM right now, or even the Qs. And let's go look at the VIX real quick, see if there's any hints there. No, lower highs, lower lows. My concern is if this area holds, you're likely to go towards 19.83 like in the next couple of days. But you're undercutting this displacement. If it holds below this, you're likely to go down towards 17 point whatever. The call premiums just increased. I don't know if anyone saw that, but these are going up. You could have bottom ticket at like 14 or 13, still be up like $300. You're still green on the calls, by the way. If you want to take the win at 30%, please do. No one's telling you to hold this till 100. There's 40.
I just figured out how to what is that called? When you figure out how to code or type different things in a Discord. Like when you use some of the, I guess I don't even know my brain's not working.
Tags?
But I went, yeah, like I was just fucking around on Reddit and YouTube last night typing like, how do I make things like you know, when you change the font or the heading or whatever. And I was just doing that in Discord. Now I have it all memorized.
Markdown.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
That's cool. This has really got to break out of this flag. If it clears above 18.76, we're gonna go towards 74.30. Sorry, 74.40 is the next area that I got. So let's see if that happens or not. And the 74.40s are pretty inexpensive right now, like $800. Like you can get the 50s for 460. If it flips 740 or 7400 and holds above 7417, like this is going to go into negative gamma. So I think they're trying to bring it back down towards 737. Yeah, UCO's bearish, I know. Oil. I like the upside volume though, but not a lot. Still sub 20 billion. Historically, that's a good day to sit out, but let's see. Oh, Georgia's now bearish. Cool. Cool beans, dude. And there's your first lower high on these contracts. So let's see what happens. Watching position. No matter what, they're buying the hell out of Micron calls. Maybe even Micron itself. Nah. Just go look at the stocks real quick. Just see what's going on there. They're coming into the buy zone, so maybe that goes. If that goes, everything else will too. Yeah, there's a rejection on IWM. Uppercut came back down. Intel puts, maybe. I don't know. This is looking like a bullish reversal to me. That's what George says as well, so I'm going to wait. I like Intel calls better here. Okay, this year, if this area holds, I'm going to get some SPX calls.
All right, may have top tick that sell section.
Nice.
Still like the whole lean for bullish this week. I swear, I'm not touching my own MLC play at all. I am, even if it's an expensive contract that George puts out, I am only buying that.
I agree. All right, this is about to flip up. I'm going to do the dumb thing and get some calls. Which one do I want, though? You see these buys coming in on the calls? I think it's about to flip up. Could be wrong, though. That's a nice double bottom on this contract, holding this displacement. Let's see if it goes up. And let me just get it on my phone before I forget. The one dated hedges are green, by the way. If you want to take the win, please do. But I want to keep those for 0. I don't know if y'all seen this, but I like this pattern. I love this pattern. Whenever it does this, I'm like, they've shaken out retail. You're like to go up. Just going to watch one more minute, see what happens. Good job, Sean, on the NBIS calls. Or sorry, puts. And I think it's about to flip. Sean, really? You like Tesla calls here? Because I was thinking puts. Yeah, it's bull flagging here, right? You can get a lot of Tesla calls here. I have a hard time seeing why I wouldn't. I think you can get a better entry, though. Like the way that I see Tesla is going to come back down before going back up. Could be wrong, though. Yeah, I agree. I was thinking exactly that. Test 390 before going back up. I should probably put this somewhere here. Just so I can see it. Oh, I already had it there. Nice. If anyone took those BlackBerry calls with me for the leaps, they're up like 700% again. What did I do? BlackBerry 7 calls for, yeah, these are up 700. So if you want to take the win, please do. Really no movement. Just stuck in the bottom of the orb now. Watching position. They're buying my daily inputs. That's weird. Meta cost coming in. Dealers bearish on Qs. SPX pinned. We'll see what this wants to do. Okay, if this here doesn't hold, I don't know what to do. The put hedges for tomorrow are green by like 15-20%. I'm gonna hold on to them anyways and see where this ends up. Wow, the puts are really expensive. I'm looking at these right now. These are like all so expensive. The 350s aren't bad. Oh, they just ran up. Maybe I still want to buy puts on Core Weave here. It doesn't look like it's worth the risk. Oh, they're selling or they're buying meta puts now. Okay, I can see that. Come back down. No movement on Tesla. IWM nuked. Let's see if this here holds. Okay, we're up about 40% on the hedges for tomorrow. Debating if I should take the win or not. Bum, 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 bum. The one downside is this is a VIX candle. Look at that. I really don't want to buy 7320 puts. Hmm. Only thing I'm watching for right now is the VIX candle here. Let's see if it rejects. All right. Calls are coming in. I like it. Okay, almost 100% of these put hedges for tomorrow. I'm going to sell most of them right now. Yeah, it's pretty good here. I think this area will hold though, and VIX will reject here. Let's see. I wonder if they're just going to do the gap fill today. Apple puts coming in. Yep. SPY puts. It's for the end of the month though. Huh. Let's see. Let's see if you're right, George. DRAM on the daily does not look great, but this might hold. This might hold here. Oh, got way too many levels. All right, let's see. This is your prime bounce spot. If it happens, it happens. If not, then I don't know. I like Tesla calls here. I like Tesla calls here, Sean. I might take some. Hold on. Wow, VIX is just ripping. Uh, 400s are really cheap. They're $33. Okay, let's see if we can get like 3 of these at 30. Oh, I should have sized up and got 20 or whatever. If it's gonna bounce, it's gonna be here. If not, then it's not bouncing at all. I got them at 30, Sean. They fill already. I want to see if I want to add more soon. You know, one data calls look pretty good here too. Whoa, what the hell is this VIX candle? There's like a gap up here. What? That's insane. Oh, there's a rejection though. Nice. Okay, if it's going to bounce, it's got to be here. And Tesla calls, you got 20% on those. Not bad. Tesla calls are up 60%. Nice. I'm just gonna hold these, see what happens. See if they go to like $8. Had a fill at 25 that I was trying to get, but I don't think it's gonna fill. I know. Okay, they're defending this area. Should bounce. I like it. I love this. Good job, George. All right. 7365 calls. They are really expensive. I don't think it's worth it. All right, they're buying into calls now, Sean. see it coming in. Where is it? Intel calls. Boom. 14x volume spike. Wow. That's actually pretty insane. Did I have 0-dated options? Let me just see. Or are they for weeklies? Oh, no, they're for weeklies. Kind of expensive. I don't know if it's worth the risk. I decided maybe get the 130 calls for July 2nd. Yeah, let me just put some admin summaries. One thing I don't like is this USO. I don't know why the calls are coming in. Okay. Now they're buying it. All right, let's see what happens. Wow, Intel calls are up 10% already. Crazy. Literally no movement. Okay, well, I'm going to end the stream, and then we'll see what it does. The only thing I got right now is the Tesla calls, a couple of SPY call runners because we got 40% on those. I'm still holding these 7430s. Let's see what those do. I'm not going to average into them. Makes no sense. And then what I'll do is probably add to the Intel calls if I get there. 13%. And watch, as soon as I end the stream, this is going to pop up to like 74, 45 probably. And then I'll laugh when those calls come back. See y'all in a bit.